Assembly decided to go ahead and announce Warhammer 3. So I thought I would take the chance to watch these trailers with you, just talk about it, and I guess a sort of a reacts video, which I never really done before. But yeah, it's been interesting. They've been dropping these teaser trailers up until the announcement today. And a lot of people were speculating that it was going to be Warhammer 3 because they've been working on it for a while and they just dropped the Wood Elf DLC really recently, so it wouldn't make sense to be another one so soon. So we'll just watch them all real quick. But they all worked pretty similarly. They're kind of loud, but they're all pretty much just an old astrologer, presumably from the celestial something. There's an order of like astrologers in the Empire, but he just says some random stuff in most of them and sees a different constellation. So these constellations were a hint. Most of what he says, at least in this one definitely, is not super revealing, but the constellations that he sees, I believe, are somehow correspond to some chaos gods, which is relevant to Warhammer 3. Asir in particular was not a chaos god. I'm not sure how that ties in, but it's some kind of other god that's important. So that is the first one, Asir stirs. Heed the heavens. So they all go pretty similarly. They just kind of change what he says. I have to crank all these down, I guess. But in each one he sees a different one, and they should be corresponding to like Nurgle and Gorn and Slanesh and Tzeentch and stuff like that. Those 4 chaos gods. And here he says, like, I need to check back tomorrow and see what constellation appears. And obviously they updated the description on these videos with the teaser trailers. They didn't just straight up say Warhammer 3. Let's take a look at this one. Yeah, it's in Altdorf, the Grand Astrolabe. Oh, his mind's churning. He's trying to reveal the meaning behind these constellations. What is it now? The drummer. He said it's hanging in the sky just to taunt him. The 4th constellation. What is it? The Azir continues to frenzy, and my research lends me to the drummer, a scientific impossibility given the time of year. Further study revealed Raya's cauldron also. I am beyond reason. There is no reasoning with the forces of fantasy, of Warhammer fantasy. And then I believe this last one should tie in with Kislev. I actually hadn't seen this one yet, but I'm assuming it's the same format. Let's see. He said he's alerted the High Priest, it sounds see. I think it's something. I heard it was something Kislev related. Tandated. What is that? Oh, we see something. A glimmer of hope. The God Bear, huh? It must be some constellation or god tied with Kislev. They definitely use polar bears a lot. Because they're pretty, they're representative of Russia, because all of the Warhammer Fantasy map is pretty much just the Earth. But anyway, they dropped all of those over the last 4 days, and then today dropped the announced trailer for Warhammer 3. So that's gonna be awesome. It's coming out this year. They haven't said when. I haven't actually seen information yet of a collector's edition, but that would be pretty cool. You know, if it's something awesome, I might be tempted to do that, to buy that. I'm never really one for collector's edition. I've never actually bought one before. Also, the Mass Effect collector's edition looks pretty cool this year. Has like a life-size like N7 like helmet with it that lights up and stuff. Looks pretty cool. It's like $150 though for it, and doesn't include the game, which is, I don't know why they do that. If you're buying the collector's edition, just make it include the game. I don't know why they do that. But we'll watch the trailer here, and then I'll just kind of talk about it in general afterwards, what I know so far about the upcoming Warhammer 3. But Kislev was a big hint there in the last teaser trailer, because Kislev is going to be one of the playable factions. I assume they're probably going to tie in some new factions later on, like they always do in DLC. Maybe like an ogre faction or something. But here we have the Ice Queen of Kislev. Because Kislev is going to be one of the main playable human factions. You got Nurgle there, the god of corruption. They got Tzeentch. I guess the other one was Slaanesh or something. Got Khorne, the god of rage. And I like how there's so much crossover, like, between Warhammer Fantasy and 40k. Like, a lot of things line up. Chaos is pretty much the same, really. All the Chaos gods and stuff, and Chaos Warriors are practically Space Marines. They got the Hussars, and it showed some Polar Bear Knights earlier. And in this one, supposedly there's some kind of crossover between the normal mortal realms, I guess, I don't know what you want to call them, and the chaos realm as well. So I guess that means that, I'm not sure how they're going to tie that into one map exactly, but they said the campaign map for this specific campaign is going to be like 2 times bigger than the Vortex campaign from Warhammer 2. So that's going to be pretty massive. And as always, I don't know if at launch they're going to tie it in, but eventually they're going to obviously add that into the Mortal Empires campaign as well. And that is going to be truly massive. I find myself personally playing Mortal Empires way more than I do playing Warhammer 1 or Warhammer 2's campaign. I'll just play it again so you can see it. I don't know, I'll put it on, let's see, what can I do here? Let's play it on slow just while I'm talking here to have something in the background. We can catch all of the things here. But, so the confirmed factions, you have the 4 Chaos Gods, which are supposed to be distinct. Maybe it's a little bit too slow, I don't know. But a little bit faster. Yeah, so you got the 4 Chaos Gods. You got Kislev, which is prominently displayed in this trailer. And then you have Cathay, which is like China. So it should open up a big chunk of the map that hasn't been explored. Right now it just kind of cuts off at a mountain chain. But I'm assuming it's going to open up that side. And then hopefully explore some of the other races in some DLCs. Maybe some ogre clans. Maybe some chaos dwarves. Things like that. But it should be super interesting to see them. So right here in the trailer it kind of hints at, I guess it's her father or something, presumably writing to her. I don't know too much of the lore of her specifically, but is that something like the Chaos Gods have nothing to do with their transgressions, like they're still paying for it. So I'm not sure how story-wise that's gonna tie in. Nurgle's pretty gross. On half speed you get a little bit too much of that maggot mouth. But, yes, that bird guy was already in the game if it's the same one. Wonder how that's gonna factor in. Because a guy that looks like him already spawned as one of the final Chaos Invasion bosses. But I think this is good. I think hopefully it'll rework chaos mechanics and stuff. I think they've been reworking a lot of the factions to make them more interesting, but I think chaos and the Beastmen were overdue for some reworks. I think, like, especially the Beastmen just end up being pretty boring just because they don't have a whole lot going on. There's a cool shot of those polar bears. But yeah, I think the Horde factions are just a little bit underwhelming, and I don't find myself playing them too often. They have some interesting units, but just like the campaign gameplay is kind of boring since, you know, you're not building anything. You're just wandering around fighting, and then the AI, with no consequences, just moves in and resettles what you've burned down, so. But, I'm excited to play this. I have to say, just like the Warhammer, Total War games have just been fantastic so far. Just the amount of diversity in units and mechanics and just the setting is just unparalleled. Like, you couldn't achieve that in just a historical Total War title. But, you know, I love all the historical ones as well. I'm a big history fan, but yeah, they've just achieved something great with these Warhammer titles. guys are too. I'm kind of glad that this fell into this week that I was already talking about Warhammer 2. Just kind of worked out that way. Conquer your demons. So yeah, you're gonna be going into Chaos Lands trying to defeat them. Supposedly in the lore, like both of them, you know, already in the game, Kislev is kind of that first border empire that Chaos runs into, and Norska, and they have to push through. So, but apparently Cathay has definitely had their wars with Chaos as well, and have stopped a Chaos incursion before. And there's something with this guy that's into that as well. Like he's some kind of mysterious dude looking for a hero or something. It hints at it in the description on like Steam or something. But do I have more to say? I think that's mostly it. I think we knew from all the build up and stuff and just the timing of it that Warhammer 3 was coming, and I'm super excited. I think it's shaping up to be a really good year for games, even just with the two that I'm really pumped for. Like, I think I'm going to get a lot of mileage out of Warhammer 3 when it comes out, and then Dark Tide is coming as well. That is Fat Shark, the people who made Vermintide, are making essentially Vermintide, but in Warhammer 40k universe, so that should be really cool to see. That's another one I'm looking forward to. Also, Creative Assembly, with these Total War trailers that they make all the time for all their titles, are just getting progressively better. They're always super cool to see. And there's a lot of them. You could just go on their channel and binge a bunch of interesting ones. But, oh yeah, one thing I was gonna say, there has been a mod for quite a while now that introduced her as a faction. I think it was her, and then I think there was like the mod had like a civil war between two factions of Kislev or something. So there's like another side that's, I don't remember, her uncle or brother or something, and then her, and it also had Bear Knights and like unique units and stuff, but you know, nothing on the level of what this is going to introduce, obviously. But if you need a Kislev fix early, you could, I don't remember the name, but I'm sure you could find it on the Steam Workshop, and have Kislev as a playable faction. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get in a few more little campaigns before it comes out. But I'm finishing up the Wood Elf campaign I'm working on, co-op campaign, and then might do a Vampire Count 1, just because I haven't played them since like Warhammer 1, so it would be interesting. But let's see, the Hussars look cool. The little, I don't know what you call it, there probably is like a name for that I've never learned, but that's a pretty iconic thing for Hussar cavalry to use. Bear cavalry looks cool. What did they like steal? They like put mammoth tusks on it. Just on the armor it's wearing, it looks like. Polar bear cavalry would be pretty awesome, wouldn't it? That's not something you want to mess with. Looks like some. So this is pretty new too. There hasn't been official Chaos Cavalry, has there, yet? Only like Marauder units. There's been Marauder Cavalry. So that is something new there. because this looks like it's taking place up in the north where chaos usually spawns above Norska. So I wonder if it will be kind of like a separate place you have to go to rather than just expanding the map to the north. Let's see where those demons. It's pretty cool. So yeah, oh, that thing's pretty cool. Big old demons. There's gonna be some crazy units with the addition of just pure demons. Because I guess that's not something that's really existed. It's always been like chaos stuff. You have your warhoundy type things and some mutants and mutated lobster arm humans, but I don't think you've had straight up demons and things, right? Besides like the big generals and things that spawn. But yeah, I guess that's all I had to say. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. A little bit unorthodox with compared to what I usually do on the channel, but I was just pumped for Warhammer 3. Hopefully it'll come out sooner rather than later, but you know, I always guess that things like to come out in like November. So I don't know, but we'll see. I'm pumped, but definitely a lot of content to enjoy in Warhammer 2 in the meantime. But yeah, leave a like or a comment if you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you're most looking forward to in Warhammer 3. I don't know, yeah, what faction you're most excited about, or which ones you hope they still add in DLC. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time.